Hi, this is Dr. Denise Navarro, and in this segment of Logically Speaking, I'd like to share some thoughts on what I refer to as finding your passion. We all have that one thing or series of things that really speak to us, and what better way to fully explore those than through your own personal development and growth? Let me start with my own background, how I built my foundation, and how I've evolved and continue to evolve over these decades. It all starts with a plan and knowing yourself. Remember, we're all different, and that's a good thing. My passion stemmed from my self admission of being a nerd, so technology has always been key for me. I realized that in school, I always gravitated to math and science. Even though I appreciated and excelled in the English, history, and fine arts subjects, I really enjoyed math and science. So that I knew when looking at my academic and career paths, I wanted to focus on technology. But that's my passion. And again, everyone has to follow their own paths and dreams. Whether you want to work in an office environment or roll up your sleeves and be out in the fields as an HVAC tech or a plumber or an electrician, just remember it's all about you and what makes you want to wake up and get out of bed every day. And maybe you don't realize now yet what makes you tick because you haven't quite defined it or don't understand where the opportunities are for your particular interest or talent. It will come to you as you engage with others and explore your options. The biggest lessons come to us when we step outside of our comfort zones and open ourselves up to new ideas and concepts and how we can actually pursue a career with the skills we have and develop. Sometimes you have to be willing to look beyond yourself, yet know yourself, and create your own jobs and opportunities. Sometimes the path isn't visible or even obvious, so it's up to you to carve it out. I'll quickly share that my initial educational pursuits were focused on technology, with an associate's in computer data processing and a bachelor's in computer information systems. Leveraging those degrees and working in a technical capacity allowed me to recognize my need to engage with others more and at different levels. So that led me to adjust and move my career to the management track while keeping true to my roots in technology. Now, let's face it, life is a moving target. And while recognizing your talents and abilities, you also have to recognize that change is a good thing, and we should not be set in our ways. You need to allow yourself to make those adjustments as necessary to stay passionate about what you're doing. Now, in parallel, my own education reflected my new course, as I wanted to reinforce my focus to the management leadership track within the companies I worked, eventually leading to establishing my own company. So I went back to school to make sure I had the educational foundation to conquer this new track. I pursued my Master of Business Administration, or MBA. Now, all of these ongoing and parallel experiences led me to recognize my goal to eventually become an entrepreneur as I reflected on my career supporting the federal government and commercial industry, my many roles as a student, an employee, a manager, a director, or all of my paths, my interactions and engagements with others, being part of various companies, large, medium, and small, and just overall experiences or those mini aha moments I find myself in. So the how and why of forming Logical Innovations was really me following my dream, following my passions. And of course, I can't emphasize this enough, planning. So I'm always looking for self-improvement. And not wanting to be bored during the pandemic of 2020, I decided to return to school after 29 years from my previous graduation and pursue the last educational item on my list, a doctorate degree. So in 2025, I graduated as a Doctor of Business Administration, obtaining my DBA. Now, I throw this in because I work to stay true to my passions, and one of these has always been education. Plus, I really do like to practice what I preach, and education, skill development, certifications are all ways to enhance your abilities and make you more valuable and able to pursue your passions. Now, if you haven't figured it out by now, my life can serve as a blueprint for making adjustments and changing accordingly. Your passions can and most likely will change along the way. It's just important that you find what interests you. Stay aware, always looking around to see what and how people are doing in different career paths. And if you find yourself knowing you could do it better or even differently, that just may be it. That may be your own aha moment. I sincerely hope you find your passion and remain open to change, as I have and continue to evolve my own. Now, I know I've thrown out a lot today, but I encourage you to look inward and understand your own paths to realize your passions. If nothing else, remember to keep your eye on the prize, knowing you can make it happen. I'm Dr. Denise Navarro, and I thank you for joining me in Logically Speaking.